The road to the Al Noor Mosque paved with flowers, crowded with mourners. Here, more than 100 members of the New Zealand futsal team came to remember the national goalkeeper, Atta Elian, killed on Friday.
We've formed not just a friendship, but a brotherhood, and so it's just unbelievable.
A close friend, Gassan Alaraji, told me Atta tried to tackle the shooter.
He ran towards the shooter to stop him very bravely. Unfortunately, he was shot and he fell short. He tried to get up again and he was shot again.
The death toll now stands at 50. More would have died if not for Abdul Aziz. When the gunman started shooting at the Linwood Mosque, Abdul drove him back, first by throwing an FPOS machine at him, then by picking up a rifle discarded by Tarrant.
And what I did, and that shotgun I had in my hands, I threw like an arrow on him and he burst his window, and that way he got shocked. He thought I'd probably shoot at him or something.
The 3-year-old boy killed in the Al Noor Mosque has been identified as Muqad Ibrahim. His sister lives in Perth.
3 weeks ago was the last time I was chatting him on FaceTiming with the family. And he says, Khadra, when are you coming? Sometimes he called me Mama because I see him with my older boys.
You may say that I'm a dreamer.
New Zealand's Muslim community is reeling. The Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern has shone as comforter-in-chief. This was the Kilbirnie Mosque in Wellington, the PM adding to a waterfall of wreaths on the front steps. 34 remain in Christchurch Hospital, 12 are still critical. There are 7 operating theatres in action when normally it's 3. Because some have several gunshot wounds, they require multiple surgeries.
It's that fact that someone has done this to our people, our friends, our colleagues. You know, this is just unbelievable.
At a Christchurch cemetery, the grim work of preparing 50 bodies for burial. Australian pathologists have arrived in Christchurch to help speed up the burial process, and staff at the morgue have been working through the night. But under Islamic law, they're required to bury them as soon as possible. So there's mounting frustration from families desperate to lay their loved ones to rest. This afternoon, Prime Minister Ardern announced a small number of bodies would be returned to their families this evening.
It is the expectation that all bodies will be returned to families by Wednesday.
Ms Ardern revealed she was one of the 30 people who received Tarrant's rambling manifesto 9 minutes before the attack.
The assurance I want to give is that had it provided details that could have been acted on immediately, it would have been.
She said that while Tarrant's trial would take place in New Zealand, she is seeking advice as to whether he could serve any sentence in Australia.
I believe that some people purposely, they are trying to break down the harmony we have in New Zealand with the diversity, but they are not going to win.
In Wellington this evening, a moment's silence as 12,000 gathered to show support for the families of the dead and those still in hospital.